Welcome to a new feature I call Positions of Strength. I'm Jared Johnson, and today I'm going to be talking about there's three or four position groups of strength for Texas Tech going into 2024 that I feel strongly about. I'm also going to have positions of concern. Not quite as many of those, which is why earlier I picked Texas Tech to have its best regular season record since 2009 at 8-4 in a schedule breakdown. That being said, quick note, I want those out there to notice I'm wearing black, actually a scarlet and black hat after the red shirt I wore that with the lighting I had looked burnt orange, and that I could not have imagined. This is the greatness that is the internet. I couldn't have imagined the response I got from that shirt I wore before. One of the more colorful characters on Inside the Red Raiders actually made a meme and made it his avatar, saying that I loved UT and Chris Beard and Cunningham, which was definitely a stretch there. But yeah, black, red and black today. So there you go. But that being said, positions of strength. I'm going to start at inside linebacker, and this is an easy selection for me. You have two of the team's five captains at this position group. Jacob Rodriguez is back, healthy, looked great in spring, very good at the end of the year. Of course, in that Wyoming game, Tech was up like 21-0, 21-3, something like that. He made a big play. Forced a fumble, recovered it. Some offensive lineman stepped on him and fell on him and broke his foot. I think that was a cataclysmic play, not only in that game, but the rest of the season, for most of the season, because he was their Tech's inspirational leader right in the middle of the defense, one of the best players. Losing him in that game, especially against that style of offense. I'm not saying that's the whole reason why they lost. I've already given Wyoming a ton of credit, but I think that was a big play in that game, and that was a big part of Tech's rough start to last season. But he's back. He's healthy. Looked great. One of the team captains. The silver lining of losing Jacob Rodriguez for a large part of last season was that Ben Roberts got more playing time, and he turned in a freshman All-American season by one publication. He was the Big 12 co-freshman defensive player of the year. Led Tech in tackles. Those two guys are going to be next to each other starting at inside linebacker, and I think they're going to be tremendous. I think they complement each other well. I think Rodriguez is probably a little bit better between the tackles, but Ben Roberts is great at scraping sideline to sideline. They're both good at both, but that's just how I see it. I think Jacob's a little bit better in one area and Ben in the other, so great compliment to one another. Again, right in the middle of that defense. But if that wasn't enough, look, they have a really good player in Bryce Ramirez, another team captain, a dude who started. I don't even think he was a preferred walk-on. He was just a walk-on who earned a spot, ended up being put on scholarship, was the starting outside linebacker for a big game on ESPN at NC State, and of course he fractured his leg in a horrific injury that I think a lot of people, including myself, thought, hey, that might be the end of his career. And I think there was some thought they might actually have to amputate when he did it. He stayed in the hospital there in North Carolina, but he's gotten better, rehab, played some last year, looked really good in spring after being moved inside there. So he's actually a backup. But there was one point in the spring game where he made 4 or 5 tackles in a row. Very good player. He's going to play a lot of snaps. And to have him coming off the bench is just amazing. Again, two of your 5 team captains is at this inside linebacker position on defense. And then there's the young John Curry. We got a chance to talk with a little bit during spring ball, see him play. He's a legacy. I think both his parents were athletes, or at least went to Tech. Was a good local player here in Lubbock. And then also, by the way, at Lubbock Coronado, Coach Joey McGuire said that, and this is a quote, that John Curry is coming on like a freight train. And I know McGuire, he's not hesitant to hype up his players, say good things about them, but that was just the kind of feel you got from other players, other coaches. It wasn't just the head coach, Joey McGuire, saying that about John Curry. He's definitely somebody to watch in the years coming on. I think he's going to play a lot this year. And one thing that, in terms of how he was described, was a lot like Ben Roberts. He said that when the coaches are breaking down film, like Coach Josh Bookbinder, the inside linebacker coach, who I really like too, by the way, that he'll get them confused on film because they look so similar, their builds, their playing styles. So just with those four guys alone, I really, really like this position group. I think it's a position group of strength. I mean, I'm going to say I know it's a position group of strength for Texas Tech. You got great leadership, production. I mean, that's what you want at that position, as well as depth. So I think that's a big reason why I feel pretty dang good about Texas Tech's defense going into next season. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.